Welcome to GAC Nights. I'm Suzanne Alexander. It's Prime Videos in prime time. And this hour, we'll get to meet a brand new artist by the name of Megan Mullins. She's a great singer-songwriter, but she's also known as a multi-instrumentalist, often seen with her fiddle. Well, in honor of Megan's visit, we thought we'd take this time to focus on other female artists who are also known as great musicians in country music. And what a way to kick it off. Rhonda Vincent pretty much can play anything with strings, but often when she's on stage with her band, The Rage, you can see her holding her mandolin. Well, from her latest CD called All American Bluegrass Girl, here's her duet with Dolly Parton, Heartbreaker's Alibi. Hey, welcome back to GAC Nights. This hour we've been highlighting some of the female artists who are known for their musicianship. That is in honor of our in-studio guest who's been playing since she was 18 months old. That's right, 18 months old, touring at the age of 3. Her debut song and video is called Ain't What It Used to Be. Welcome our guest, Miss Megan Mullins. How you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you.
So of course a lot of people going, 18 months old, no way.
Yeah, any of you that have kids, you probably know that you can't make an 18-month-old do anything. And
right.
My older brother played Marcus, and I wanted to be just like him. I wanted to do everything he did. So my mom never took us to a babysitter. So she'd take me along with a bag of toys and a bag of books, and I wouldn't mess with any of it. I would just sit completely fixated on what was going on with the lessons. And so when I was 18 months old, I was picking up pencils around the house and practicing the different bowings and singing the little songs. And so they let me start at 18 months old, and I had my first Suzuki violin recital when I was 2.
2 years old?
Yeah.
Do your parents still have that?
Yes.
Did they keep
I have a tape of it, actually.
But do you still have the fiddle? I mean,
yes.
That must have been like this big.
Yeah, it was probably about that big, I'm guessing.
So at 3 years old, you're out touring.
Yeah, well, my dad played and sang in a one-man band. He did old country and Creedence Clearwater, stuff like that. And so me and my brother would get up and do a couple, 20-minute set. Mm-hmm. Like once a month, on the weekends. And so people would come into the place he played, because he played at the same place every weekend. And they'd say, "Where's the kids? I brought my sister from New York to hear the kids, and the kids aren't here." Oh, wow. So we started playing every weekend, and then it was from that to company parties and, corporate events and fairs and festivals and bluegrass festivals, and it just kind of snowballed. And
were your parents, and you mentioned that obviously your dad playing on weekends, but is that how he made his living? Were they musicians themselves, or did they have other jobs?
Well, my dad played on the weekends, and then during the week he worked in a factory.
Wow.
So
there was a lot of driving around from lessons to gigs.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, my mom took us to classical violin lessons. I was classically trained for 15 years. During all that time, I grew up playing and singing country and bluegrass with my family band. So there was a lot of times my dad would get home from work, load up the car, take us to a gig, drive back home, and then go back to work, sleep for a couple hours and go back to work. So they were, my parents are amazing. My mom ran the wheels off her cars.
Right, I was going to say,
driving us to lessons and stuff.
There are probably moms at home going, listen, if it's not soccer, if it's not baseball or this sport, it's instruments. But you also excelled in sports too, didn't you? I mean, weren't you like on the swim team?
Yeah, I was on swim team. I was in gymnastics. I was in tap dance for 9 years.
Everybody right now going, God bless your mother.
She's amazing. She's a saint. She is.
Is it just you and your brother, or do you have other siblings?
I have a half brother and a half sister.
And are they also well versed in instrumentation? And
my half brother plays like rock guitar, but my brother who inspired me plays everything. Marcus, he plays everything in the world. He's amazing. He's just really fantastic.
And you mentioned your brother. I mean, he plays with you on stage, and he tours with you now.
Yeah, he's in my band. He's it's great to have him out, because it's just a continuation of what we grew up doing. So
I can't imagine, because I'm thinking, I have 2 brothers. I don't know if I could live with them on the road. I mean, are you actually on a tour bus?
Yeah, we always sit together on the airplanes. he's actually my best friend. We grew up together. We've always been best friends. Mm-hmm. We've always played music together, and I feel really lucky that I can have him out with me.
That is so cool. I want to know what it was like for you in growing up. Obviously, you seem so focused. You're so passionate about your music. But for kids your age, were they like, oh, come on, Megan, don't go play. Let's just go hang out, or let's go to the movies. Did you do that, or was it music, music, music?
I was always just completely obsessed with music. I wanted, if we had a couple days where we didn't have a show, I'd be like, Mom, come on, we got let's get some shows. So it's always been my focus. I think some little kids want to be like, I don't know, princesses or doctors or whatever. I just wanted to sing and play my fiddle.
So your parents weren't pushing you, you were pushing your parents.
Yeah, and they were always so supportive. They were just supportive, and very, you know, if this is what you want to do, as long as it's fun for you, do it, and we'll help you with everything we can.
All right, and graduated high school a lot faster than most of us. Overachiever, big time. How old are you?
I was 15.
15, just jumped ahead.
I started kindergarten when I was 4, and I skipped 7th and 11th grades.
Well, we love to hate her. That's the whole thing about it. So when did you make the move? Because Indiana is your home. So when did you guys make the move and decide, listen, we've got to do it, Nashville? I'm sure it was you pushing your parents.
Yeah, well, when I graduated high school, I said, I want to go to Nashville. So we had been coming back and forth, you know, for a couple weeks at a time and just meeting people and things like that. So when I graduated, I was like, okay, I don't have to be here anymore. So I came, you know, because I grew up on a farm in a small town, and which is great, but it wasn't where I needed to be to make my dreams come true.
Sure.
So I moved to Nashville when I was 15.
And the lead single, Ain't What It Used to Be. I said, man, this sounds like this was Taylor written for you.
Yeah.
But it's a song that somebody found for you.
Somebody found. I've lived it.
Yeah. It's so perfect. Let's go ahead and take a look at the video, debut video from Megan Mullins, Ain't What It Used to Be. Miss Dolly Parton, and of course a request by our in-studio guest, Megan Mullins. What's coming up for you, girl? More radio tours throughout the year?
Yeah, we'll be doing more shows. I'm going to be writing a lot. I want to meet all of you.
I'm looking forward to it. And we can send everybody to your website for those dates and where they can find you and more about the music.
And you can sign up for fan club stuff or whatever you want. MeganMullins.com.
Well, be sure to check it out. Again, thanks for being here. And thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next time here on GAC Nights. Good night.